This is filled with hot water.
Oh, right, okay.
And that sits in there, actually a serving spoon. Sunday joint, large dish, joint, gravy runs down into the well. You want to give every diner some of the gravy. So you serve it out with a hot spoon. Because if it's a cold spoon, it'll congeal. So this is a spoon warmer. Now they're usually in metal, and this is in the form of a metal one. Very rarely see them in earthenware. Date, late 19th century. And I think a collector would want that. Although it's not a major factory, it's still quite a fun object. And that's going to be worth around 80 to 120 pounds. So that's nice. Now this is even more curious because we've got what appears to be a teapot, but with no way of getting the liquid in apart through the spout. There's a hole in the bottom. What do we do?
Well, I have filled it up, and it does hold water, and it does pour, and it doesn't all just fly out.
This is actually not a teapot. Well, it is a teapot, but it wasn't a teapot. This was made in China originally as a wine pot. And what you did, you filled it up with wine. There is a tube that runs from this hole, which runs up inside to there. So when you filled it, you upend it, and it can't flow out through that hole, it can only flow out through there. Okay? Now these then came to England in the 18th century, and a very famous Mrs. Cadogan gave one to Lady Rockingham, and she used it to the amazement of her friends as a teapot. And these are called Cadogan teapots. This one was actually made in China for export to the West. It dates about 1885, and this is going to be worth somewhere around £300 to £500.